showing you how to do full body measurements. Okay, so we'll be using our model. We don't want our face to show. Okay, let's start with the bust measurement. We want to take the measurement, the bust measurement. You do it this way. You do see what I'm doing? You allow the tape to be a bit free, so that when the person wears the clothes, it will not be tight on the person. You see, it's a bit free on your customer or the person. So this is about the bust. Our bust is 34. You see, the 34 is a bit free. You see it? Not too free, or just let it be a little bit flexible on the body. Okay, so we are taking the under bust measurement. Remember that this is where you do your fitting. This is basically where the fitting of clothes lies. Okay, so it's supposed to be firm, but I will suggest that when you want to do for your customer yourself, you can ask the person if it's okay. You can adjust the fitting. Some person will not want their clothes to be that firm. So for our model, her own is 26. Another bust is 26. Okay, so you move down a little to the navel. That's where the half length lies. So for me, I usually take this half length two or three times. I usually take it 3 times. The first one is always the exact waist measurement. The second one is just the normal measurement. In case you are making something like a blouse or a gown, because it will not be the same thing. It's not always the same thing. So the first one is 28. The second one is 31. Then the third one is for somebody that is very curvy. Somebody that is very curvy, you know, you can't just stop there. You take it a little bit down. If you're making a blouse for the person, you're supposed to have the measurement of this waist side, the down waist side. So that's the third one. For her own is 36. So let's move down to the hip measurement. The hip measurement is you see what I'm doing? You should be able to do this thing in a way that your customer can wear the clothes, and it should be free and easier for the person to wear the clothes. Do you see what I'm doing? So you take it down, take it up. While you are taking it, make sure that your tape is firm. It's supposed to be a fitted dress. So for her hip is 38. You see the way it's going down and up, so it's freer. So that's about our horizontal measurement. So I'm going to take, okay, the shoulder is a part of the horizontal measurement. The shoulder is a part of the horizontal measurement. Now I'm going to talk about all these things in my next video so that I'll explain it better. So for here, if you are taking the shoulder of your client or your customer, please feel the bone around the shoulder. You can see there is a joining or a bone here, so you can always start from there. Okay, she's putting on a polo. Please, some persons used to make the mistake of taking the shoulder measurement from where this thank God she's putting on this thing. The sleeve starts. But if you do that, I can bet you that when you are making a fitted dress, you're going to mess up the fitting of that dress. So for her, the shoulder is 15. You can see I'm feeling the bone here, I'm feeling another one here, so her shoulder is 15. Okay, so that when you are making a fitted dress, it can sit properly this way. It can sit well on the shoulder. Okay, and then I think that would be all. Okay, we also have for our horizontal measurements, we also have a round sleeve. Okay, we are taking round sleeve. If a beginner, I advise that you take this armhole measurement. Okay, you take the armhole measurement. Please, whatever one you are taking, always make sure that it's free. You see the way it's rotating, so that it will not choke the person you are making clothes for. See, for her own is 17. So this is her round sleeve. This is I'm making the round sleeve. You first do the upper round sleeve, upper arm. Her own is 11. We do the down one, which is 10 here. You know, some persons that are excessively big. If you don't do take here and take here, by the time you finish making that clothes, you're going to run into error. Okay, you're going to run into error. So if you're making a 3/4 dress for the person, you're also going to take note of this body part also. And you're going to take note of the wrist also if you're making a long sleeve for the person. So that will be all for horizontal measurements. So let's now take the vertical measurements. So for the vertical measurement, you're going to take the half length, shoulder to nipple, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to the hip line, back half length, and shoulder to knee, depending on what you are making. But I always advise that you just take all the measurements and have them. Okay, so let's take shoulder to bust. You look for the nipple. That's the shoulder to the bust. Okay, to the nipple line. Okay, then please always do this. Hold the tape where you stopped. Don't just start holding the tape from the shoulder when you are already moving down. So shoulder to under nipple, you keep it there. Now shoulder to nipple is 10. Then from there, so that you don't shift your tape. Then shoulder to under bust. Did you see it? Her shoulder to under bust is 14. Please always check the under bust, and in case your customer is not wearing something nice, you can always adjust it so that you don't make mistake. Okay, shoulder to under bust is 14. I will keep it at that. And we check her navel, or slightly up. Some persons like their half length to be below, some like it to be above, depending on the person's body type. Okay, so for her, I'm going to take her shoulder to navel at 17.5, so it doesn't go down too much, except you are sewing all those corset like styles. Okay, so I'm going to do shoulder to her hip line, shoulder to her hip line. You check it. For her shoulder to her hip line is 26. And also take shoulder to her knee. So for now, if you look at what we have here, shoulder to hip, you can use 37, you can use 38, you can use 39, you can use 40, depending on the style you are making. So somebody that measured 37 is correct, 38 is correct, 39 is correct, 40 is correct, depending on the material and styles they are making. So then we take shoulder to full length. So full length now is dependent on your customer. If she's somebody that wears high heel, know that wherever the full length stops, you also add. Also remember to ask the person the kind of heel that she puts on. If it's somebody that wears something that is very big, you can add 3 inches, 4 inches. If it's a normal heel, you can add just 2 inches. Okay, for her shoulder to her full length is 59. So if I'm making just a normal long gown for her, I'm going to do 61 or 62, which is very okay, so that when she wears it, her shoes will not be showing. Okay, so now another thing we are going to do, I want to call our attention to something here. If you're measuring your customer's length or your own length, please, I prefer crossing your tape this way because of the bust. Because sometimes you might even be taking measurements and you'll be talking and you don't know when the tape slides, and at the end of the day you run into error. So I prefer crossing your tape so that you will get all that you're supposed to get on the length of the person's body. Okay, so if I am taking her blouse length, I'm going to cross it this way. For a crop top, 19 is okay. For a reasonable blouse, 20, 21 is okay. For from 25 to any length you want would be okay. All right, so another thing I want to also call our attention to, when you are measuring the skirt length, you know, some persons want their skirts to, they wear their skirts below the down part of the hip. Some wear their own at navel, depending. So always ask question. ask the person, please, where do you keep your skirt when you are wearing it? Okay, so, or skirt or trousers or anything you are making, ask the person where do you keep those things, so that you don't make mistake. So me also, I prefer crossing my tape to avoid error. If I am making, I can decide to measure this way. If it's a trouser, I can decide to measure this way. I can also measure skirt this way. Most times I also measure my skirt this way also, to avoid error. Okay, so it's always on the safer side when you learn to cross your tape, so that you don't make any unnecessary mistake. It's better the cloth is longer than is shorter. Okay, so for the sleeve measurement, please always tell your customer to fold their arms, especially when you're making a long sleeve. Okay, so that not when you finish making and she folds her arm, the length of the sleeve will come somewhere around here. So to save yourself that stress, always let it be the normal way it's supposed to be. So if I'm measuring, I'll take it from the back. For this short sleeve, this is 7. Normal sleeve 9. 8 is okay, 9 is okay, 10 is okay. For a 3/4, you can use 19, you can use 20, you can use 21 for 3/4 sleeve. Then for her long sleeve, you can use 26, you can use 27. So for her long sleeve, 26 and 27 is very okay. So let's do the back half length. Please, this is very important if you want to do a proper doing a fitted dress. This is very important because of our bust, the back and the front are not always the same. So it's good if you're a beginner to always take this back half length. So if I'm taking our back half length, you see, if I'm taking our back half length, I'll be having 14. 14 is okay, 15 is okay. So between 14 and 15, I can always use it as a back half length, while the front is 17.5. I hope you remember. So the back is 14, the 14 or 15. So I believe with these few measurements, you'll be able to take your own measurement at home. Just give it a trial, and if you have a question, you can always drop your comments in the comment section. But do well to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.